The movie begins in the present day, where treasure hunters are exploring the wreck of the Titanic deep under the ocean. They are searching for a valuable diamond called the heart of the ocean. Using machines and cameras, they go through the sunken ship, hoping to find treasure. Instead, they discover a safe with drawings inside it. One of the drawings shows a young woman wearing the famous diamond. The explorers become excited because this clue can lead them to the diamond. The team shows the picture on television, asking who the woman could be. Soon, an old lady named Rose sees it on the news. She realizes the picture is of herself when she was young. Rose contacts the explorers and travels with her granddaughter to the ship where they are working. She is now more than 100 years old, but still remembers the Titanic clearly. The team is surprised to meet her and invites her to tell her story. Rose begins telling the explorers about her journey on the Titanic in 1912. She was only 17 years old at that time. She boarded the grand ship in England with her wealthy fiancé Cal and her controlling mother. The Titanic was the largest ship of its time, called unsinkable by everyone. It was full of rich passengers in the upper decks, while poor immigrants filled the lower decks. Rose felt trapped by her rich life, even on this amazing ship. Meanwhile, in a small town, a young man named Jack Dawson wins a ticket for the Titanic in a card game. He is poor, but full of dreams and excitement. Jack is an artist who loves adventure and freedom. Along with his friend Fabrizio, he rushes to board the ship just before it departs. They are thrilled to start a new life in America. For Jack, the Titanic is not just a ship, but a chance to change his future. He has no idea how important this journey will be. The Titanic sets sail from England with excitement and pride. Rich families and powerful men show off their wealth, while poor families hope for a better future in America. The ship itself is like a floating palace, with grand dining halls, golden staircases, and luxurious rooms. At the same time, the lower decks are crowded but full of energy and hope. Everyone believes the Titanic is safe and indestructible. No one imagines the tragedy that is waiting for them in the cold ocean. Rose feels lonely despite the beauty around her. Her mother pushes her to marry Cal, a wealthy but arrogant man. Rose feels like she's being sold into a life she does not want. She looks at the ocean and thinks about ending her life by jumping off the ship. At that moment, Jack sees her and runs to help. He talks to her calmly, convincing her not to jump. This dramatic meeting changes both of their lives forever. Jack is invited to dinner in the first-class dining room as a reward for saving Rose. He feels nervous but tries to act confident. The wealthy guests look at him with curiosity, seeing his simple clothes and poor background. Cal looks down on Jack, but Rose defends him warmly. Jack speaks honestly about life and adventure, impressing some of the people at the table. After dinner, Rose follows Jack to the lower decks to see his world. In the third-class area, Jack shows Rose how ordinary people celebrate. There is music, dancing, and laughter everywhere. Rose enjoys herself for the first time, joining in the lively dances. She laughs freely, away from the rules of her high society life. Jack dances with her, and their bond grows stronger. For Rose, this night feels more real than anything she has ever experienced. Back in the first-class section, Cal and Rose's mother grow suspicious. They believe Rose should not be spending time with Jack. Her mother reminds her about the importance of their wealth and family honor. Cal warns Rose that Jack is beneath her and cannot give her the life she deserves. Rose feels torn between her duty to her family and her feelings for Jack. Her heart wants freedom, but her mind feels trapped. The next day, Rose spends more time with Jack. He takes her to the front of the ship, where he tells her to spread her arms and close her eyes. She feels like she's flying as the wind brushes against her face. Jack stands behind her, guiding her gently. Rose feels safe and free, as if the whole world belongs to her. It is the beginning of their love story, simple yet powerful. Later, Jack shows Rose his sketchbook filled with drawings. He has drawn many people from his travels, capturing their beauty in art. Rose is impressed by his talent and the way he sees life. Jack tells her that he sees people, not money or class, when he draws. Rose feels understood and respected in a way she has never felt before. Their connection becomes deeper with every passing moment. Meanwhile, Cal becomes more controlling and jealous. He gives Rose the heart of the ocean diamond as a gift, trying to keep her close. The jewel is large and beautiful, a symbol of wealth and power. But Rose feels it is more like a chain than a gift. She starts to realize that Cal wants to own her, not love her. Her thoughts return again and again to Jack, the man who makes her feel alive. One evening, Rose decides to trust Jack fully. She asks him to draw her wearing only the heart of the ocean diamond. Jack feels nervous but stays focused on his art. Rose lies gracefully on the couch while he sketches her beauty. This moment is private and intimate, showing their deep connection. The drawing becomes a memory that will stay with them forever. After the drawing, Rose and Jack run through the ship to avoid being caught. They laugh as they hide from the crew. Their adventure takes them to the cargo area, where they find a car stored inside. Inside the car, they share a passionate kiss and declare their love for each other. For both of them, it is a moment of pure freedom. They feel unstoppable, unaware of the danger ahead. Meanwhile, the ship's officers are not paying full attention. The Titanic sails through the dark night at full speed, despite warnings of icebergs. The lookout suddenly spots a massive iceberg directly in their path. He rings the alarm bell and calls the bridge in panic. The crew tries to turn the ship, but it is too late. The side of the Titanic scrapes against the iceberg with a terrifying sound. At first, passengers feel only a slight vibration. Many believe it is nothing serious. But down in the lower parts of the ship, water begins to pour in. The iceberg has ripped open several sections of the hull. The engineers and captain realize the terrible truth: the Titanic will sink. Fear grows quickly among the officers, though they try to stay calm. Jack and Rose return to the upper decks, unaware of the full danger. Soon, the crew starts moving passengers toward the lifeboats. First-class guests are told to prepare, while third-class passengers are kept waiting behind gates. Confusion spreads as people ask what is happening. Rose senses something is wrong and refuses to leave Jack's side. Their love keeps them together as fear grows stronger. Cal discovers Jack's drawing of Rose wearing the diamond. Furious, he frames Jack by slipping the diamond into his pocket. When the crew searches Jack, they find the jewel and arrest him immediately. Jack is taken away in handcuffs while Rose protests helplessly. Cal pretends to be calm, but secretly feels satisfied. Rose is left torn between family duty and her love for Jack. As panic spreads, passengers begin rushing toward the lifeboats. The crew insists that women and children must go first. Many lifeboats are lowered half empty because people believe the ship cannot really sink. The rich are given priority, while poor passengers are locked behind barriers. Fear and anger grow stronger as time passes. Rose sees the injustice and feels her heart breaking. Meanwhile, Jack is trapped in a small room, handcuffed to a pipe. Water slowly begins to rise inside, making escape harder. He struggles, but cannot free himself. Rose realizes Cal has lied and that Jack is innocent. She bravely leaves the safety of the upper deck to find him. Against all odds, she searches the flooding corridors. Rose finally finds Jack in a locked room. The water is already rising dangerously high. She searches for help, but finds none. Taking an axe from the wall, she smashes the handcuffs with all her strength. Jack is freed, and they embrace in relief. Together, they fight their way through the cold, rising water. Above, the lifeboats are lowering quickly. Rose's mother secures a place for herself, still believing wealth and order will protect her. Cal pretends to care for Rose, but secretly plots to save only himself. He even tries to bribe an officer to guarantee his safety. Around them, chaos grows as more passengers realize the Titanic is doomed. The ship tilts more sharply every minute. Jack and Rose make it back to the main deck. Rose is urged to enter a lifeboat, but she cannot leave Jack behind. She steps off at the last moment, choosing love over safety. Jack tells her that they must stay strong together until the end. The bond between them is unshakable even in this crisis. Cal watches in anger as his control over Rose slips away. The situation grows worse as the Titanic continues sinking. The band plays music to calm people, though everyone knows the truth. Some passengers pray, others scream, and some remain silent in shock. Lifeboats move farther away, leaving hundreds still trapped on board. The freezing night grows darker, and the ocean waits silently. The great ship begins to break under the pressure of fate. The Titanic tilts dangerously as the back of the ship rises higher into the sky. People cling to railings, crying and screaming in terror. Furniture, glass, and luggage slide across the decks. Jack and Rose struggle to stay together through the chaos. The ship's lights flicker and then go out completely. Darkness and panic cover everything around them. Water floods the grand staircase, the dining halls, and the cabins. Families are torn apart as lifeboats drift farther away. Officers fire warning shots to control the crowds, but fear only grows stronger. Jack holds Rose tightly, promising her they will survive. Around them, people fall into the icy water, screaming for help. The ocean shows no mercy. The Titanic breaks in half with a thunderous roar. The front section sinks quickly beneath the waves. The back of the ship remains floating for a short time, filled with desperate passengers. Jack and Rose cling to the railing as the ship lifts almost straight up. Then, with one final groan, the back section plunges into the sea. They are pulled down into the freezing darkness. Underwater, the current drags them violently. Jack fights hard, pulling Rose back to the surface. They rise among hundreds of struggling people. The freezing water feels like knives cutting into their skin. Rose gasps for air, shivering uncontrollably. Jack keeps her calm, guiding her through the chaos. Together, they find a floating piece of wood for Rose to lie on. The night is filled with cries of pain and terror. Survivors call out, but no help comes immediately. The lifeboats hesitate to return, fearing they will be overturned. Slowly, the voices grow fewer as the cold claims lives one by one. Jack stays in the water, holding Rose's hand tightly. He refuses to climb on the wood, keeping her safe instead. Jack tells Rose that she must survive no matter what happens. He asks her to never let go of life and to live fully. Rose promises him through her tears. Slowly, Jack's strength begins to fade in the icy water. His face grows pale, but he never releases her hand. As dawn approaches, Jack drifts away quietly, leaving Rose heartbroken. As the sun rises, the cries from the water fade into silence. Rose lies on the floating wood, weak but alive. She whispers to Jack, but he does not answer. With tears in her eyes, she knows he has kept his promise by saving her. A lifeboat finally returns, searching for survivors. Rose gathers her strength and calls out for help. The crew pulls Rose into the lifeboat, her body frozen but her spirit unbroken. She looks back at the endless sea where Jack remains. In her heart, she carries his love and sacrifice. Hours later, the survivors are rescued by the ship Carpathia. Cold and exhausted, Rose stands among them, staring at the ocean. She feels both grief and hope. When asked for her name, Rose chooses not to say Rose DeWitt Bucator, the name tied to her old life. Instead, she says Rose Dawson, honoring Jack. With that choice, she begins a new life of freedom, just as he wished. She keeps his memory alive in her heart forever. Though her world has changed, Jack's spirit guides her. Back in the present, the old Rose finishes telling her story to the explorers. The crew listens in silence, moved by her words. They now understand that the diamond was never the real treasure. The true treasure was the love and courage that Rose found with Jack. Her story shows the human heart is stronger than tragedy. Later that night, Rose stands alone on the ship's deck. She takes the heart of the ocean diamond from her pocket. With a quiet smile, she drops it into the sea. The jewel sinks deep into the water, returning to the Titanic. For Rose, this act is a farewell to the past and a gift to Jack's memory. In the final scene, Rose lies in her bed peacefully. The camera moves through her photographs, showing the life she lived, riding horses, flying planes, and smiling with freedom. She kept her promise to Jack by living fully. As she closes her eyes, she dreams of the Titanic. In her dream, Jack waits for her at the grand staircase, and they are together again forever.